That's Ryze. So we've got a jungle Wukong this game. Right?
Jungle Ryze?
Jungle Ryze? Okay, let me have a look.
Ryze?
I don't think it's jungle Ryze.
Yeah,
it's got to be top.
I can't imagine that.
Whoa, now we've got 2 Zoes? Where are we? What is happening?
Well, that's what happens when it's 200 years. I mean, we're stuck in between.
Whoa.
So
it's exactly the right time for that bug to come in when this Ryze was randomly picked up and we get jungle Wukong for the first time.
And I don't even understand really the Ryze up in top lane, because Karma, she's the one that gets to have control over what should and shouldn't happen inside of the lane. Obviously, in a vacuum, he gets pretty free farm, but I don't understand what he's supposed to do against so many of these champions. Ryze really hates when you can dog him down and legitimately run into him. And even though he likes champions that can run into him, ones that are CCing him while doing so is not the most ideal. He's very good in brawlery kind of team compositions, especially when he has a front line that can really just allow him to unload.
Yeah.
That's not really present.
And also they're up against an ultra control composition out of Gen.G that will slow you down, snare you, throw arrows at you, and ultimately just control you. And I think Ekko really ruins what Ryze wants to do as well. I mean, parallel convergence is just so strong against sort of low range, low mobility type champions, and Ryze fits into that category unless he can have permanent uptime on his phase rush. And speaking of phase rush, as we get onto the rift, we do notice that Spirit has taken that one as well for as much boosting around this map as possible. And yeah, I think that this might be, yet again, Gen.G off to a pretty good start when it comes to the draft. But Spirit taking his monkey to the rift is going to be exciting. We know that this guy does like the dark technology.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting. Now, Wukong inside of the jungle, he doesn't get the same base levels and the same econ that he would like in top lane. However, given that he's surrounded by magic damage top, magic damage mid, magic damage support, he could just go lethality and not need as much of an economy, and then he basically becomes Malphite, where he dives into the enemy team, presses Cyclone, and it conducts himself in a pretty similar way.
Yep, it blows them up, but over a longer period of time, like 2 seconds instead of instantly. And that might have been why they were hovering the Malphite, honestly.
Yeah, I'm really unsure why Rascal has Scorch. And then the other thing is the adaptive ability power from the get-go rather than the scaling CDR so that you utilize Transcendence later if you really want to min-max.
Yeah.
Because Gen.G have to know that their team composition is not intending to blow things out of the water super early on. They're going into mid-game, mid to late transition. And so Karma's Runes, not super congruent with that, especially because you can't really kill Ryze in laning phase. Here we go.
Yep, bit of damage there as Life gets taken down to about half. Mystic pulls back his Severum. But Life's still in a little bit of trouble here, taking a lot of autos from Mystic's Caitlyn mode.
This is a very sinful Olaf opening clear. I do not know.
Yeah, what? Just runs over, takes the enemy Wolf Camp and blue buff, and then immediately over to his. So it will be a 3-buff start here for Clid. As Q's going to miss there from Mystic. And you can see that Ruler is very comfortable. If he wins here, it will be 7-0 on the Ashe so far for the season. His Ashe has been very strong, but this is certainly the favorite lane duo for Afreeca. See whether they can get anything done, as Rascal's going to have to move back. Spirit is spotted on a ward. And Clid now going for a full clear after taking the opposite side of the map. So Spirit's going to be, pretty starved after this.
Spirit's going to end up recalling. Doesn't actually stick around for Scuttle Crab or go to his Raptor camp. He recalls as bow.
Big dazzle there as Mystic. Taken down to 200, but Life's in trouble. Does have to back away. Q, I believe, missed. No, landed onto a Ruler. Life's going to have to start autoing some things so he can start healing back up again. You can see Gen.G do have a bit of a minion wave, so pretty happy just to chill.
And, well, ooh, got tagged.
Yeah, exactly. Gravitum comes through as well. Dredgeline not going to find exactly the stun they were looking for, but Life does move himself far enough away, and Spirit going to miss out on that first gank. He should be able to grab himself a Rift Scuttler, as Clid went back to base at that particular instance and has himself a slight item lead on his first recall. Bit dicey, but we've got the Exhaust and the Flash on cooldown for Life, and Ruler did have to use his heal. So still successful gank there for Spirit.
And meanwhile, up here in top lane, Kiin just getting shoved in ever so slightly. Not the end of the world.
Yep, Clid also down here on the bottom side trying to shove this wave towards the turret. Might be Gen.G looking for a bit of a recall timing here, and Mystic will be able to clear out this wave very comfortably, tanking up most of it. Back will come through for Ruler, who does not have teleport or anything like that, and as you can see, 4 CS advantage here for Mystic as he clears out that wave. And it is here going to equalize. You can see Ruler not wanting to actually go home just yet. Going to wait for that mini wave to crash, as Mystic will be able to get a pretty opportune back timing here on the Aphelios.
And it feels like right now, I mean, this is what we thought could end up happening up here in top lane. Rascal is at about 15% mana, not really achieving a whole lot. I mean, Kiin's still a double refillable. He just popped one.
Yeah.
He's not under any pressure. Scorch doesn't really serve a huge purpose, and Ryze is obviously going to be pretty happy with the way that everything's going. Kiin is feeling very comfortable inside of this lane, so Ryze is getting to coast by for free. The one upside, though, to Gen.G's team composition is that Karma is so efficient with her initial items, Ardent Censer and Athene's Unholy Grail.
Yeah.
She comes online so fast, and Ekko with Protobell. With Olaf, you would assume that Gen.G would be able to threaten dragons.
Oh, no.
That was a cannon. I
love the
take
zoom.
it away.
I love the zoom.
Take it away, take it away.
Jonas Strong just really coming in there, making sure that he shows us exactly what we really want to be watching out for. Gen.G with a very slight gold edge at the moment. Phase dive over the wall. Fly's still going to be able to punish B2D there, who just eats through some of his corrupting potion. Fly does have a first back that he's still sitting on, with a Fairy Charge just chilling out there. Oh. Now Fly looking for a little bit more. Should have the dash, and B2D gets himself to safety. Does have a slight CS edge as well here in this mid lane, despite the range disadvantage.
And it looks like
waiting in the wings.
Yeah, they're trying to induce a trade here. They're looking to feign weakness so that Ben will pull the trigger.
All right, Dredgeline comes in. Clid is going to get the inside track here as Spirit can't come forward. Life getting taken down to about half health, but Clid is in the right place at the right time. Make sure that everything is going to be okay. B2D not going to ult back to this wave or anything like that. Kiin still getting poked, but it was a Merc Tread start here for Rascal, so not augmenting the damage. Really?
Yeah. Fly's just going to be handed over the blue buff. Not a whole lot happening. We're in a bit of a lull state here. We're all just playing ping pong with one another. Not the end of the world. It's been a while.
This is what we like. And actually, I mean, neither of these teams really want to go overly aggressive in the early game, so you can understand why they're just handshaking on this particular instance. But you did mention that when first item completions start coming in, that's when Gen.G can actually opt into a bit of a fight. So maybe we'll have some more aggression a little bit earlier than in some of our other LCK games.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now, not happening.
Nothing really going on at this current point in time. Not really a gold lead.
All right, Fly going to take a lot of damage here. Portal jumps to get out of the stun. Does so quite nicely, but still suffers a bit of a health bar loss.
Yeah. Kiin's going to kill one of the wards, and I really like Karma's itemization here. It just goes for Merc Tread's first item. It's going to have a lot of value against Afreeca in later stages. And it's not really imperative that you try to get to the Athenes.
Had to use it to get back to lane.
Yeah.
Didn't want to walk past Rascal, as Clid is going to be able to take this first Cloud Drake, 8.5 minutes in. Next is going to be the Infernal. We'll see whether it's going to be Ocean or Mountain this time around. Another parallel convergence gets set up here for BDD. Just things flying around here in this mid lane, as you can see. Not a big deal. But we'll see whether he helps do this. Oh, the arrows flashed very nicely there by Fly. It's the bubble under BDD as well, so a bit of extra damage. Is now Spirit.
Oh,
Going to be decoying or anything like that. Time Winder does nail that cannon creep, so BDD is going to redeem himself just slightly. Spirit misses out on yet another Rift Scuttler. Clid is just able to get around everywhere he wants so far this game. No one opting into Shelly at the minute. BDD teleports back. Dredgeline goes wide here on the bottom side. We check in on the CS. 12 in the lead here by Mystic. A much better game for Game 2 than Game 1. As parallel convergence. But Spirit just decoys, gets himself out of the way. It's all fine. Oh.
Yeah, Hook ends up whiffing. And at this point in the game, there's not really too much that one would expect to happen until that Infernal comes up. But because, again, Ekko, Karma, their items come online a little bit faster. Ashe's recipe component items are more effective than Aphelios's. And then Taric's value, compared to that of Nautilus, is just going to be so effective when no party really has items to just instantly delete one of the opponents. So when that Infernal Dragon does eventually come up, it should still be Gen.G favored, and then if you're a Gen.G fan, what you're hoping for is to get an Ocean Soul. That would be the ideal dragon over Mountain.
Oh, now the stun comes in as there's the ulti out, as the bubble did land onto BDD. That's a brilliant trade here for the Ekko. Fly might be opting into going back, but you can see he just used his teleport. And that's certainly not what you want. Still, a couple of charges on this Corrupting Potion. Parallel Convergence once again thrown out. BDD just looking for any opportunity to now kill the backline with a Time Winder, and that's when Ekko is just so mobile. Clear out waves instantly, and immediately leave as the arrow's going to land this time. Dazzle comes through from life as well. Doesn't even consider what was going on.
Yeah.
And that is so easy to get first blood here for Gen.G in the mid lane.
And that is a very surprising kind of first blood that ends up happening, and BDD gonna be feeling really good about it.
Mystic not feeling so good as he's gonna find yet another volley.
What the hell is happening?
The flash forward, and Ruler's gonna be able to grab that one. Ben's also gonna be dead here, guys. Depth charge comes in, and Ruler is tanking a lot of minions, but he still had heal. And he's going to get the flash out of Ben as well. So yeah, I don't know what's happening. My friend, he must have just assumed Ruler was somewhere else, and then gave him absolutely no respect whatsoever.
I'm a little bit beside myself right now, Atlas.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
AKA lacking sanity.
Yeah. Lost sanity for sure. We'll see the replay of it, and I'll try to break it down.
Well, I don't know whether I want to.
I hope that my eye disease doesn't progress during the course of it, as
we're starting to understand why you have that particular eye disease now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too much of this. Maybe this is bad for you. Oh dear. We'll get that checked out. Even CS towards the top side of the map. BDD, though, continuing to play aggressively. But that bubble is a good one, and Fly trades back well this time around. Another arrow.
Oh.
Another one that's going to connect. As, yeah, BDD's got ulti. He can get out, and this Zoe is just getting bullied in the mid lane.
Yeah, Ruler really lined that one up. And Fly is just completely lost at this point in time. Ruler, he has Bilgewater. He could threaten to freeze there because Taric's coming down first. And so with the sustain and Taric eventually coming and healing him, everything would be fine. I got it. He initially thought that he missed.
I like the fade away.
Yeah.
As we're going to see what Mystic was doing here. He got a couple of plates. But the fact that he walked that way around the turret.
And then he hits the turret again?
Yeah.
Just flash, dude. I mean, Ashe would flash too, but like if he's ever going to flash, you do it at the start.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't make the thought process is not congruent. He has cleanse as well.
I mean, I would have assumed cleansing and flashing would have been a good idea. As BDD avoids the bubble, Flies in a lot of trouble here, but he's gonna survive. Gets out, I believe, with the ghost, as his flash will be available again pretty soon. But during that flash cooldown, it was the first arrow avoided with a flash, and then he got hit by 2 arrows immediately afterwards without his flash available. So I think Fly might need to look into collecting himself a few extra cleanses from his unsealed spellbook.
And it just feels like right here, it's near impossible for Afreeca to really take this team fight. If they do, I would imagine that Taric and friends are just going to be a little bit too strong.
Electrocute as BB avoids the bubble quite nicely. Does put his ulti on cooldown, is now Rascal looking for Kiin. Realm Warp gets him to safety.
Yep.
And the double dazzles. Beautiful out of life. Versus 3 people. Not going to be going in or anything like that, but does keep himself alive as we're close to a 20 CS lead again for Mystic on the bottom side. It's what happens when Ruler runs away to throw arrows into the mid lane, I guess.
Yeah, and this is going to be Afreeca just sort of coasting by right now. I mean, Infernal Dragon is live. Olaf, Taric, and Ekko are in close proximity, but Ryze has now made his way back up to the top lane. There's no way they're going to try to defend against this.
We'll be able to see what the soul is going to be this game as well.
It's
okay.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, right.
I hadn't considered the script.
Yeah. I get it.
And as these Ocean Drakes come up, Rascal is going to move closer and closer to his Ardent Sensor. Kiin does have, his first couple of items working out as Kiin steals away that Rift Scuttler very nicely. I mean, Kiin will hit his 2-item spike pretty soon. Mystic looking for his Runans as quickly as he can, and he's farming very, very well this game. 10 CS a minute approximately. And Ruler with just below the Ruin King at the moment. Looking for a similar item spike, but I think with Infinity Edge Runans, you feel a little bit better as the Aphelios. Okay, Fly getting electrocuted.
Yeah.
And phase drive resonance, or resonated, I guess is what you call it.
And now BD, I mean, he's just moving into Fly to zone him off cannon. Life's here as well. They're going to get the first turret of the game. And Fly is just so far behind right now. I mean, he even misses the Paddle Star for good measure, so. Yeah. It's just sort of a thing that's happening at this point in time.
Not a good one, either.
Yeah.
As we're just going to throw a Hawk out. We're having a pretty great time, even though he's behind in CS. He's been able to get out of this lane and throw arrows around pretty much as he wants to. I actually really like Ashe players that just throw opportunistic arrows. Like, when you have it off cooldown, you may as well put it back on cooldown to maximize the efficiency of the ability. I mean, if you ever have something available, it's always better to use it, right?
No?
No, I think it is. It's about arrows per game. You know how we talk?
That's a new stat.
Yeah, it's a new stat. It's like the amount of arrows, like, you miss every arrow that you don't shoot.
That is true.
That is so true. You may as well just keep throwing them out. And yes, when it's reactive ultimates, things like that, then yeah, you probably should have them available. For an Ashe, that's an initiation ability.
All right.
Just throw it around the map. See how many you can get like circulating runes.
Olaf should just activate his Ragnarok.
Yeah,
he has it.
Yeah, no, that's just to make sure he can get from camp to camp.
Exactly, exactly. Without any CC happening.
Yeah.
The wind is honestly it's definitely an obnoxious thing.
They have one Cloud Drake,
True.
So there we go.
And the rain on the Rift right now, it really must be bogging him down.
Yep.
I can only imagine what it's doing to his boots.
Look at Rascal. His ulti's always off cooldown.
Honestly, I hadn't considered that.
He's been listening.
Yeah.
It's obviously what it is.
Wow.
Anyway, all jokes aside, I do think that going for plays whenever you do have your Ashe arrow available is really smart. As Parallel Convergence is going to force Afreeca out of that brush. And Gen.G is going to try and take down this outer turret on the bottom side. They're done with the laning phase. They want to move on. As Ruler will at least get this down to 2/3 health.
Yeah, this looks like a very slow and systematic collapse out of Afreeca here in this series so far. A whole lot of nothing is happening, and yet so many things are happening, Atlas. That's how it seems to be going. I mean, Wukong is still down here. He's level 9. And this is one of the weaknesses when you pick a jungler like Wu and you don't manage to get ahead, and you have reliance on doing so. ends up becoming pretty dead weight. Everyone's just going blow for blow right now. Ekko's gonna make his way back into mid lane. Fly playing very cautious and reserved. Ekko doesn't even need to actually shove this out. It seemed like the wave was coming in indefinitely, and so if he just froze, Zoe would get... She would lose this next wave too.
But now they're over and look for a fight. Yeah, Ben not wanting to engage onto the Olaf just yet. Cyclone comes in, not sure who got the blue, but Spirit's trying to get himself the heck out of here. His decoy does a fair bit of work, as there are a lot of years being thrown out, but Ben has to go golden. Ulti through from BDD. The fadeaway time winder is Ben going to flash it for the minute, but Ruler avoids the bubble. And Fly's going to get punished. Does get a fair bit of damage down there with the proto belt that he picked up from the ground, but not going to be able to find any kills just yet. Just a bit of a skirmish, and still don't know who got that blue buff.
Well, BDD's going to go back into mid lane. He's going to push the wave out immediately. Probably look to recall. He does have teleport available. Looks like he's going Lichbane second.
Should have that on his next back as well.
And he has 4 stacks on his Dark Seal.
Whoa, that's a redemption from Rascal. Not wanting to go for the Ardent Sensor, actually. Synergizes with Ashe so beautifully.
Yeah, the redemption...
That's an odd.
I mean, it's going to have a lot more value inside of the fight, especially inside of Taric Ultimate.
And also, there's a lot of AoE damage coming out, so you are going to get a lot of value there. Parallel Convergence comes in, BDD with the perfect play. 5-man stun! Out of the Ekko, Mystic has nowhere to go. BDD with complete control of the team fight. Cosmic Radiance just for good measure. Another Dazzle comes down. Life having a brilliant game so far, as well as Spirit and Fly have to get the heck out of there. Ocean Drake was picked up by Afreeca, but at what cost?
Well, that is oh man, I mean, that engage, it doesn't really get much better than that for Gen.G. They're
Absolutely
thinking
best.
of Baron. And I mean, I'm trying to think of the words that are TOS friendly right now in order to describe what just happened on the screen.
Very successful Ekko initiation.
Okay.
Is what I would call it.
All right.
As BDD just going to play bodyguard for the Baron Pit. As Arrow is going to stun up the jungler perfectly. Oh my goodness, these guys, they're having a good game today. As BDD might have bitten off more than he can chew. Ruler moves out of the pit. As BDD goes back, looks for the kill on the Mystic, almost gets it, but doesn't. The Baron in the meantime is going to go down, so BDD did do his job. Now Mystic's in a bit of trouble as far as that health bar, but otherwise he's going to be A-OK. So, 4 members with the Baron buff here on Gen.G's side. They move towards a 4,000 gold lead, teleport in, as Rascal tries to save the outer turret in the mid lane. Mystic doing a fair bit of damage to it though.
I like the Magi pickup so much on Rascal. We're seeing players do this more and more now, and it's so intelligent when you end up doing it. Let's take a look at this.
This is called 900 points.
Yeah, that's that was a 5-man Ekko stun.
Yeah, that never happens. I've never seen that happen.
I don't think I've seen that happen either, actually.
Yep.
To be completely honest, I mean, that was this was an intentional CLG.
And also, I mean, that was with an invisible Wukong that got himself into the circle, you know?
True.
Damn.
Well, complete massacre of a team fight. They converted it into Baron immediately.
And this arrow from Ruler as well was absolutely fantastic. We're going to come back to live where Kiin is dying. Yep, the Ryze not quite finding the value as of just yet. He's sort of died twice, and that's been his contribution. 5,000 gold the lead exactly here for Gen.G. Looking to extend it by another 1,000 potentially. Runans is done here for Ruler. He's also got a cheeky pickaxe. See what he decides to actually turn that one into. As, yeah, the Baron power play is sitting at 1,300. Oh, it was leaked for a second. That was cool. As Fly's just taking autos from Ruler, and I love this. Like, Ruler just plays his Ashe, trusting in his ability to kite so much that he can just frontline. And BDD, in the meanwhile, is just going to head towards this inner turret on the top side of the map. Will be 5 turrets to 1. And the snowball is well and truly commenced. Inhibitor turrets now being sieged. There's Mystic. Still a fair bit of AoE with the Infernum available, but I just don't think it's enough.
Yeah, there's not a real opening for Afreeca. Even Zoe bubbles don't really do anything at this point because you have Taric, you have Karma, that can just shield through it.
Yeah.
And so Ashe and Ekko are both being hypered by them. And so at this point in the game, Karma with so much healing, Taric with so much healing, there's no real way for Afreeca's team comp to win an actual fight unless Aphelios 200 years.
Well, he's going to try to, as Mystic does have a fair bit of defense. Fly trying to get on in here as Spirit finds the backline. Cosmic Radiance, though, denies so much of what they're trying to do, and BDD is underneath the turret. He will be able to take down Fly. Still has the ulti. And, I mean, the Ashe falls, yes. There are a lot of years that he had to contend with, but now Kiin, the last man standing. Still 4 members of Gen.G are here. He does have a fair bit of AoE. As Rascal's landing a few of these Qs.
Crab Rave.
Yeah, there's got a bit of a Crab Rave happening. But this should be the inhibitor. Taric going down is Kiin, still not able to face check 4 members of Gen.G. Heads towards the top side, he clears out that wave. His Seraphs is done, so he hits the power spike at exactly the time he needs to, but unfortunately, it's still too little too late.
Yeah.
30 seconds on the Ocean Drake, a reset comes in for Gen.G, and it's still feeling good.
And, well, at this point in the game, it's an 8,500 gold lead almost for Gen.G. Remember, they have the Infernal Dragon, bolstering all their stats as well. Ardent Sensor probably going to come in next for Karma.
Yep.
Well, she did just pick up a stopwatch after she had the Forbidden Idol. Let's take a look at this one more time. So, Ryze ultimate to deliver Wukong into the back lane. Nautilus goes down very early. Taric ultimate says, no thanks, not today. And Mystic, he doesn't have anything that he can do during this time, and then where he comes back to life.
Another BDD flank is Mystic, not going to get stunned by this one. Dredgeline gets bent out of the way as well as Arrow is going to get a goal. In between everyone, BDD not going to do the same as Ben's taken down to about half. And the thing is, Gen.G can just go for these sort of plays. They're not going to get punished. This is all just opportunistic. And Clid will be able to grab himself Soul Point alone as the Viking. And Gen.G just feel like they're too far ahead. 8,000 gold to lead. But that doesn't really matter. It's the fact that this map is so wide and so dark for Afreeca.
Things are looking extremely grim.
Oh my god, BDD has a rabbit in his death.
Yeah, I think
he's feeling himself here today. Got to get to the 900 points, man.
Yeah.
I think maybe he gets there, right?
MVP is Taric, KP.
Yeah.
The kill participation. Where would they be without him?
I mean, he doesn't have... Rule is sitting on 100%, so if you wanted to go with that argument, maybe give it to the Ashe.
He has a death.
Yeah, so does BDD.
Not impressed.
So
exactly. That's why they're not eligible.
Okay, so they're not eligible. Yeah, I
yeah.
apologize. But what about a 3-level advantage?
We have to keep his points down for Chovy. Please understand.
As soon as BDD gets to like 1,100 points, that's when we really have to like go hard.
We have to start chilling, yeah.
Yeah, that's the real problem. Whereas 900, I mean, Chovy can catch up to that. That's no worries. You got to talk to Carrier though. He keeps stealing them away.
Yeah.
The deserved mid lane. Very disappointing. There's Clid, reckless abandon, running into 5 people because he can. And Bubble not going to do anything to the Olaf. Parallel convergence there. As Ben not going to get stunned, but you can see Gen.G just taking everything. The Baron's going to be up in 3 seconds time. Gen.G with ultimate vision control of the area. And with the inhibitor still down in the mid lane for another 2 minutes, this Baron will 100% go to Gen.G unless they decide that they want to start a fight instead. As Mystic grabs himself some vision of the Baron. Been pretty impressive of a performance as the arrow is going to land on the Mystic. Parallel convergence was there for the follow-up. The instant cleanse was good though. They do get the cleanse out of Mystic, and you'll always take that trade because the Ashe arrow is going to be back up pretty soon.
And Clid is just waiting patiently right now for anyone on Afreeca to walk in. And BDD going for another angle!
Yeah, the flash now has to be used. They just systematically remove the summoner spells from this Aphelios as Clid gets bubbled and nothing really happens.
Yep.
And now, with no summoners on the Aphelios, Gen.G can very easily go to the Baron.
Yeah, and Tentacles Arrow, I mean, it's already 50%.
Yeah, exactly.
They take the Blast Cone.
And now Ruler can just tank it forever because he's got a Pocket Karma that can keep him very, very healthy. Clid moves on in. Spirit going to have to walk over a ward to go for this 50-50, and BDD, he says no. Decoy's going to be up. BDD is going to practice. Use that one like a target dummy.
Oh!
Okay, Realm Walk to get the monkey in once again, but...
Yeah, it does no damage.
Yeah, he's immediately going to get exhausted. Redemption comes forward. Here's the ulti out of the Taric as well, as Clid misses out on it, so he still has to flash to get himself away, but another 3-man parallel convergence comes through. The value out of this Ekko has just been gigantic. BDD hopping around this team fight. The volleys flying in. Ekko will fall down, but it doesn't matter. Fly is going to die. Kiin's going to flash. Ruler throws an arrow into the heavens. Let's watch as it casually just goes past the shop. I think maybe Ruler wanted something. I'm not entirely sure. Kiin trying to kite it out, but he's not going to be able to get anything done. The ace comes in for Gen.G, and they'll complete this 2-0. Damn, they look dominant today. Oh my goodness.
Well, that's
so you handed me 2 of the player of the game selections, and I get to choose which one that I'm going to throw down.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to scrunch that up into a little ball.
Which one was that?
And I'm gonna offer this one over here. Perfect.
Well,
I mean, the game is still going, I guess. Ben is going to die one last time. Potentially. Oh, the Nexus! Yeah, there we go.
88.
Yeah, lock down that kill.
Yeah.
Mystic also extraordinarily close to falling as Ruler. Just kiting like crazy. They want to be able to get as many of these kills as possible. Mystic puts himself onto his fountain, and Ruler is going to let him live for this moment in time. Nexus goes down.